Okay, so this is going to be the first video on my YouTube channel. Well, not the first one that I've recorded, but the first one that's going to go up. Mostly because of technical issues and me also not having a microphone, so you can't hear me over the gym music when I record the videos. So until then, I'm going to have to record videos in my room like this. And the audio isn't going to be the best because I have zero soundproofing whatsoever in this room. So it's going to get better, hopefully. But until then, we're stuck like this. But in the videos that I did record, I was going to explain when I got home that with the reason why I was going to start a YouTube video, well, YouTube channel even, but my phone died at the gym, and then I also couldn't figure out how to set up the videos in the way that I wanted them to be, so I couldn't really post them. So I've just decided to record a video, set up my tripod and speak to the camera. I was going to say before my phone died that the reason why I wanted to start up this YouTube channel was because of three things, mostly: money, fame, and wealth. Money and wealth being the same thing, of course, but you get what I mean. Being able to supply myself with money for later in life instead of rushing from job to job, 9 to 5, isn't exactly the way that I want to live. So starting young like this should be hopefully good enough to start up a YouTube channel that's going to pick up some traction in a few years. Other than that, most of the videos will be either like this in the gym or based around daily life activities if I'm not in the gym, which is rare for me. But other than that, content's gonna be pretty basic. Talking mostly, lifting weights, or going out with friends. One of the problems that I'm going to find is that I won't know what to talk about in the videos, or what to say, how to act, but I'm hoping that I'll be able to find ways around these problems as I continue to make the videos, just becoming more comfortable talking to the camera, at least, not trying to obviously spill my guts open on camera, but decent enough information should be alright. But alright, anyways, getting all of that out of the way and explaining what this is for, this will be the first YouTube video that I'm going to put up. I have done videos in the past, but not properly. I only did them as either jokes or just because I didn't have anything better to do. So keeping a constant string of videos going along, hopefully trying to get them up sort of consistently, because obviously I've got school, homework, anything else that pops up out of nowhere. Try to keep the videos going, really, just to see how it goes, see how many videos I can get off before everything explodes. I'm gonna try to learn how to edit videos, how to upgrade sound quality, video quality, because right now I'm recording this on my phone because I have literally nothing better to use. I've got no microphones, obviously, as I've explained. So sound quality and video quality are like basic ground floor right now. Hopefully trying to build it up to a point where I'm satisfied, and I'll just continue to use it that way. What else? Tripods. Honestly, you've probably heard this a million times over with any other YouTuber, but I mean, I can say it again. All my kit's gonna hopefully be better as I go on, the more money I get or hopefully make, so I can start to invest in myself. The only reason why I really started this was because I've seen so many of self-improvement videos on YouTube that sort of pushed me more towards the idea of not having to work for someone else and to work for myself instead. So makes it hopefully easier. But when watching like YouTube videos on YouTube, it seems much easier than it is now, because sitting by myself in my room talking to a phone is extremely awkward to me, because it feels like I'm talking to myself really. But re-explaining my whole day or the events that have occurred up to a certain point back to myself might prove to be a bit tedious or boring at times. But hopefully I get the discipline to just roll on with it. Good example of that would be today actually. I was sitting in maths, I think. Didn't get much sleep last night, and I was thinking to myself, wow, I really don't want to go to the gym today because I'm so tired. But then as I got into physics at the end of the day, I just thought to myself that I should get on with it, because if I want to look the way that I want to look in about 2 years time, then my body isn't going to wait for me to be ready to start growing itself. So putting in the hard work when needed is absolutely vital. Going to the gym is mostly to make myself look better, feel better, get a better mental mindset, the usual stuff really. But I've had a lot of influence off of other creators watching them, and obviously admiring physiques and saying I want to look like this or that, and then going to the gym and thinking I need to develop this to get bigger and whatnot. Like for example, probably very well known, David is it? Scratch that. Ziz, obviously the godfather of aesthetics. Him, everyone wants to look like him. He looks shredded, big and shredded. So working more towards him, or at least I'm trying to do. Obviously he was on steroids, so I'm going to try to stay off of them, obviously just stay off of them, full stop. That's the end of that sentence. I'm not going to take steroids ever. Stay natty completely throughout every journey that I'm going for. But trying to build a good body, an even better example would be Alex Eubanks. He's natty, or at least I'm certain that he is, and he looks incredible. Obviously you've probably seen his videos more than mine, so check him out. But that's sort of the body, like here, this is the body that I want to be, Alex Eubanks, and I'm sort of like back here, trying to build up along the way. But me being the age that I am is obviously something that I have to take into consideration when I'm looking at my body and thinking, wow, I want to get this big. That I have to consider that not everything's not just gonna fall into my hands. That I actually have to start putting stuff into place for them to be there. Like this YouTube channel, I've got a mental image of who I want to be when I'm older in my head, and that person has this YouTube channel, has lots of money, like makes his parents proud, retires them, gives like his friends good motivation, money, feeds himself or anybody that he really cares about. He's extremely healthy, jacked, swole, very fit. He's got his dream car, dream house, living where he wants to, making videos, vlogging all the time, going out, going to the gym, hanging out with friends. And that's where I want to reach. So really up here should be that person, instead of just the mental image of the physique that I want. So up here is the person I want to get to, and I'm down here. And I need to start putting blocks in place for me to start building up to being this person up here. The first of which was going to the gym, which I started about a year ago. I originally was in a CrossFit gym, but I didn't feel like that was something that I enjoyed doing to the fullest. So I swapped to a more commercial gym, lots of machines, more centered towards bodybuilding, which would be much better for me, much less costly as well. So saving up my money instead of just throwing it straight into a gym membership and then having nothing to keep a hold of and spend, it is much better on my chest, at least, thinking that, well, if I buy this, then I'm not gonna have money for such and such. Having about, I don't know, half of my what's it called, pocket money, half of my pocket money just to go into my bank, and then the other half going into the gym. I can continue to save that up until I'm wanting to buy something and then buying it. So keeping these things in mind as I go along doing God knows what, but keeping myself hopefully financially stable as I grow up, healthy, mentally stable, physically fit, happy with, I don't mean happy as in mentally, I mean like happy as in with the world around me and what I'm doing for myself. Like being a YouTuber, it's something that I wanted to do for years really. I've always had struggles of looking at a job and saying this is what I imagine myself doing for the rest of my life. But I always saw myself turning back to content creation, thinking, that'd be, if I could do this, I can get this done. I can do this and then do that to build up to this, which is obviously where I want to be. Being in year 11, as I am now, it is obviously pushing me towards making decisions of what I want to do when I'm older, what job I'm going to take, like my GCSEs are coming up in spring or summer, whichever one. It's coming up next year. I've got mock exams in a week. I don't feel prepared. I'm just sort of stuck in this limbo of wanting to do something, thinking about doing it, and then going back to the beginning of not knowing what to do. And it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. So trying to push myself towards doing this, I hope helps a lot. But going back to being in year 11, jobs have been pushed onto me. Like at the start of year 7, I wanted to be an architect. But then after finding out I had to do a 7-year course, that sort of fell over, and then I didn't want to do that anymore. And then when I got into year 10 and started picking my options, food tech is my favorite subject out of every subject I have ever done, ever. So being a chef, being able to cook, make money from that, is something that is in the back of my mind, thinking like it's something that I know I could do, but not something that I want to do. Another thing is being in the army. I'm going to the cadets in my school, so knowing that I'm building up skills that I can use in every regular day-to-day basis is comforting and reassuring, at least, that I could put that on my CV or go into the army if all else fails. Because to me, going in the army isn't the best option I could go for. It's more of a plan Z. Going from plan A being trying to do this, if this fails, which I pray to God that it doesn't, then going to plan B, and then all the way down until I have nothing left and I'm struggling so much that I go, I'm going to go into the army, and because they have places that you can obviously eat and sleep, You don't have to have money because they supply food for you and whatnot. You train, you get friends, brothers in arms, you get to meet people, you get to do stuff, you keep active and fit. It's more just of resetting everything, going from being good to being bad, and then going to the army, and then hopefully being good again. But that's plan Z all the way at the end. So it's not something that I have to worry about or think about ever. Where was I before I started going off on my rant? Talking about jobs and whatnot. I did a design. I can't remember what it was called, but I got to go and make a sort of lamp. It was a lantern that was based off the architecture of a castle. So I got to do that, but it wasn't the thing that I really wanted to do. If I was going to do anything, it would either have been something with the cadets, which was a viable option, but I was procrastinating far too much to get the word in time before the offer closed off. And then my design teacher came up to me and said, "Oh, I've got this placement that I would really want you to be in." So I was just said yes, thumbs up, because I didn't want to have to call anyone. I was too socially awkward, anxious, afraid to call anyone up and say, can I work at your job? Can I have a placement? I can't remember what it was called, but you had to call up, you had to say, I want a placement in your job so I can see what it's like and do a week's work, and then typing emails and whatnot. So I didn't want to do any of that. So I was being lazy, completely lazy, and I will absolutely fess up to that. Taking the first option that I got and grabbing it. But then going on as time went on, I started to regret my decision massively, because I wanted to do something with either the army, because it sounded really good, or food tech, since it's my favourite subject and I'm really good at it. Two things that I know I'm really good at, I wanted to do something with, but then I chose this other option that just came to us by hand, and I immediately just grabbed onto it instead of trying to explore my options. If there's something that I've learned, is that I regret a lot. It's something that I shouldn't do and I don't want to do. So trying to think more about my actions before running full speed into something is something that I need to learn myself to do. Like doing something and then having the consequences of that happen, me standing in the steaming pile of consequence going, I wish I went back in time and did blank instead. Like staying up all night, being tired and knowing I'm gonna have to get up in school in the morning, I'm gonna feel terrible, I'm gonna not want to go to the gym. I can just wish that I actually went to bed in the first place. Doing all these bad things that seems good at the time isn't what I should be doing. And saying this to the camera now makes me realise of how many of the self-improvement videos I've watched have been majorly true on what I'm just doing wrong. Someone could explain something to me and I would either mess it up because I wasn't listening properly, or I would just not do it. But trying to now do the third option of actually listening and doing it properly is something that I need to focus my skill on. Pardon me. But now looking back on these things, I can say for certain that I want to improve my life from what it might be being the down here. I want to be stuck here, going throughout my whole life of just sitting here and wishing that I could be up here. I want to grab my life by the throat and just go. I've started to learn throughout my life that not doing the things that you want to do will only lead to regret on what you should have done. like the saying shoulda, coulda, woulda, and then saying that you should have done it, could have done what, could have done it, would have done it, but you didn't do it. And saying that you didn't do it is just you being regretful of your actions. So I don't want to regret anything anymore. I want to be thankful for the things that I've done instead of looking back at them in shame and saying I shouldn't have done that and I should have done this instead. Okay, I'm going to try and pick the video back up because it went a bit too deep there. But let's see. Like I was saying before, I don't want to be stuck down here. I want to be up here. So like I said before, using this as my golden opportunity of pushing myself out there and trying to get something going instead of just sitting here and wishing. So, as the videos should go, this is how they basically go. Either that I'm going to explain something that's happened in the day, something that's knocked me, and then go off on a rant like I just have, and then explain how I've just done a back day at the gym. I've done a back and biceps day at the gym and it just went great. Sitting in a room full of mirrors, looking at myself, thinking how far I've really came to being what I am now, and having pictures on my phone to show me what I've done is really reassuring. So if anyone watches these videos, something that you should do is start journaling your progress of now. Start talking about what you're doing now and then continue doing it for a certain amount of time, and then looking back at the first one and saying, wow, can't believe I was doing that stuff back then and now I'm doing this awesome stuff now. I've been journaling for a few months now, but feels good to look back at the things that I was talking about and being like, can't believe I was thinking like that or saying stuff like this, and now I'm like this. I feel so much better. I feel great. I see very often, sometimes I just get random things of gratefulness, of gratitude that just come to mind. I look around myself and I say I'm so thankful for what I have, and I am so grateful. It's just truly, it floods my brain sometimes and it just overcomes us. But being it's about 23 minutes into the video, I'm gonna probably end it soon because I don't want to keep these videos too long, because I want to hook the audience in and not be like, oh, 30-minute video, I'm not gonna watch that, because I'm obviously new, you don't know me. So saying that, I'll give you a totally 100% original outro of like, subscribe, comment, share. Hopefully boost myself up into the algorithm so I can get a bit of, hopefully some traction, maybe. And have a great day. Be the best you can be. And I'll see you guys later.